technology behind it, won the Nobel Prize. It's not a secret. And what they discovered not only prevented, but actually reversed heart disease. This is something that every single human being on the planet should know about. Think about it. The number one killer, males and females worldwide, something was awarded the Nobel Prize, kind of the grand prize in that arena, for a discovery that not only prevents but reverses it. Then obesity, one of the number one reasons and causes of heart disease is obesity. Obviously, you don't have to go very far to see that this is an issue also worldwide. And then just general disease just disease in general, I guess is the proper way to say it, is another issue that people are constantly searching for online. And so we really started to study these. We really started to look at ingredients and put together what we feel is the absolute perfect blend in nutrition. We have 3 different blends, and they're really designed to cover these areas that I just discussed. The first one is that nitric oxide blend. The second one is kind of 2 blends in one, and that's detox and adaptogens. And we're going to discuss both of those and why that's so important. And the third one is our greens microbiome mix. And so we're going to go through all 3 of these, fairly fast, but good enough information that you really have an understanding of what we have here. Again, cardiovascular disease, we already talked about. It's the number one killer, males and females worldwide. Around 1 in 4, 1 in 5 deaths in the United States is from cardiovascular disease, and it's pretty much very similar to the rest of the world. There's some areas in the world that people are dying of all kinds of things and dying at, still to this day in 2023, there's several countries that the average life expectancy is in between like 40 and 60 years old in some of the third world countries and stuff like that. And their number one death is not necessarily cardiovascular disease. If you were only looking at like the first world countries, it is by far cardiovascular disease is the number one killer. And so killing approximately 18 million people every single year. Nitric oxide is what we're going to discuss here. And here's the big part. Nitric oxide in 1998, 3 scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize. And their discovery of nitric oxide and what it did in the body to show that not only did it prevent, but even reversed cardiovascular disease. So again, this is massive. Now, obviously, we can't say that active greens prevents or reverses cardiovascular disease, but 100% you can say that nitric oxide does, and it was awarded the Nobel Prize with that technology. But what we do have that's very unique and very exciting is with every single order, we send test strips so that you can actually test the nitric oxide levels. And literally, very first dose, most people see a drastic increase in nitric oxide from the very first drink, or their very first 8 to 10 ounces of this amazing product. It works that fast. And again, you can test it. We include 4 test strips. So you can test it before you've ever taken the product, see where you are right now today, and then you can drink the product, test 5-10 minutes later, and then you can test it another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks. So as you go the 30 days with your active greens, you can test your very first dose, 2 weeks in, and 30 days in. We call this test, don't guess. The reason that you need to test, the consequences of guessing is just too drastic. The number one sign of cardiovascular disease is you die. Again, you can be right across from somebody that looks fine, they look healthy, they don't look like any problem, and 5 minutes later, they can kill over dead of a heart attack. That, unfortunately, for many people, is the first sign of heart disease. So again, the consequences are too severe to just leave this up and say, oh, I feel okay, I feel fine. And you want to make sure, because this is your body's main defense mechanism to help prevent cardiovascular disease that can lead to a heart attack or stroke. So again, very, very important. Next thing we discussed, obesity. Again, this is something that has been on the rise. It's nearly tripled, as it says here, since 1975. There's over 1 billion obese people globally, and that is growing at a very rapid rate. This is obesity is some of the number one causes of diabetes, of heart disease, and several cancers are actually tied to obesity. And so we have an amazing blend. This is actually our detox and our adaptogen blend that is designed specifically to help fight this. So when we're talking about detox, what are we talking about specifically? The big things that we're trying to do is cleanse your liver, cleanse your kidneys, help alkalize the system, and literally get these toxins out of your body so that your body's not working against you. It's very difficult to get to your ideal weight, even if you add diet, exercise, and things like that, if the body is toxic. Meaning that if the body is too acidic, it's going to do everything that it possibly can to hold on to the fat as long as it possibly can to protect the vital organs and everything from the acid and from the toxins that are being stored in the fat. So detoxing the body is absolutely vital in order to be able to go to your ideal weight. And in addition to that, adaptogens are also very helpful to this, because we have all types of stresses, environmental, physical, all different types of things that are always changing. There's a group of herbs and plants that have shown to actually allow the body to adapt or return to homeostasis. As an example, you can have an ingredient that if you have high blood pressure can help lower it. That same exact ingredient, if you have low blood pressure, could help higher it. That's what we mean by adapting. It's designed to get the body to adapt to all of these different stresses that we're under. And so this combination is massive. There's other parts of this. Even nitric oxide itself can be a fantastic performance product and help aid in helping the body get to its ideal weight. But the detox and adaptogen blend is focused 100% on weight management and getting people to their ideal weight. So if people are already following some sort of a plan, they're actually actively trying to lose weight, they're watching their diet, they're adding some movement and exercise, this can be that secret, that silver bullet that can help get you the rest of the way, get your body working with you instead of against you. It's not like there's just a magic pill out there that you don't have to move, you don't have to exercise, you can eat whatever you want, and you're still going to lose weight. That isn't reality. That doesn't happen. But this is designed specifically, if you're trying to lose weight, you're starting to watch the diet, you're moving a little bit more, you're getting some exercise in, that this can help speed up dramatically and make it a much faster, easier process through that. So this could be one of the strongest weight loss products out there for people that are following any type of lifestyle that's designed to help lose weight. So again, incredible product. Now what we're going to talk a little bit about before we really get into our greens and microbiome mix is I want to explain why we decided to do this, why we put this together, talking about one product here and 3 different Nobel Prize winners, actually 5 different, because the Nobel Prize for nitric oxide, there's 3 scientists involved there. Here we have Linus Pauling at the top, the only person ever to be awarded 2 separate Nobel Prizes in health and nutrition. And what he really focused on and what he believed and taught is that every disease can be traced back to nutritional deficiencies. And he really focused a lot on mineral deficiencies in general, because they're far more common than vitamin deficiencies. I mean, back in the day, there was vitamin deficiencies that were causing scurvy and a bunch of people were dying of just things like the lack of vitamin C. But for the last 50, 70, 100 years, the vitamin deficiencies haven't been the main ones. It's been a little bit more on the mineral side. But again, 2 separate Nobel Prizes, absolutely brilliant. And then we have Otto Warburg, who really focused on and talked and was awarded a Nobel Prize. But he talked a lot about disease not being able to survive in oxygenated environments. Another kind of term for oxygenated would be alkaline. Disease can only survive in an acidic environment. It can't survive in an oxygenated environment. So that brings us to our next mix, which is our greens mix. And what we have here really is special. And it starts from the soil. So the entire story, kind of from seed to pouch to bottle, is what we're talking about here, because the start of this product and what makes it so special is actually the soil that it's grown in. It is sourced right here in Utah, about an hour and a half from the office I'm standing in right now doing this call. Utah is very unique. There's only 2 inland seas on the entire planet. There's the Great Salt Lake right here. In fact, the Great Salt Lake is about a 10-minute drive from the office I'm in right now. And the Dead Sea. Those are the only 2 inland seas on the planet. But this entire Wasatch Front, the main part of Utah, is all an ancient sea. There's a specific place in Utah called the Delta Basin, which is an old seabed, digging up just massive sea creatures and fossils and things like that. Some of the biggest archaeological digs in the entire world are happening right there, and just crazy massive sea creatures. But also very unique is a massive volcano. You can go all over different parts of Utah and just see, tens and tens of miles of lava beds, massive volcanoes. Now, the things with these seabeds and these, ancient volcanoes, it's some of the most mineral-rich soil in the entire world. So in order for the minerals to be in the plants, it has to be in the soil. It can't be in the plant without being in the soil. So the soil here is a big, big part of the story. And just as big, not only is it the soil, but it's the harvesting, it's the processing. They actually built the processing plant right on the farms. So when they harvest, as soon as they're cutting this grass, it starts to lose nutritional value. Literally every minute that goes by is critical to get as much of that nutrition as you possibly can. So within minutes, we're not talking about hours, we're literally talking about minutes. Within minutes of being harvested, they juice it, lower the temperature down to 35 degrees almost instantly, and within a couple minutes, they turn that into a powder with never going more than 100 degrees. Proprietary process that nobody else has. This is amazing. We're not talking about a powder, just coming from grass. We're talking about a juice powder, not even similar to what most people are doing, which is dehydrating and then grinding the grass. Very little nutritional value there. Basically, you have the difference between living, just like that very first slide said, active. It's a living thing. This product is a living product. As soon as you rehydrate this amazing juice powder, magic happens. And again, nobody else has the soil. There's not another place on the planet that has this same type of soil. And then this processing is massive. And so think of this. Every single sip of this amazing green beverage is flooding your body with minerals. Again, not one, 2 Nobel Prizes went to Linus Pauling for his discoveries. One of the main things he talked about is every disease can be traced back to nutritional deficiencies. The nutritional deficiencies of the 2020s, 2023s is mineral deficiencies, not necessarily vitamin deficiencies. Even though vitamins are important, it's not really what's causing, the disease and these problems. So again, every single sip, you're flooding the body with these amazing minerals. And then Otto Warburg, another Nobel Prize winner. So again, we're talking about 5 different Nobel Prize winning technology that's put into this one amazing product in active greens. And so you have chlorophyll. So again, every single sip of this product, and if you look under a microscope and you look at these chlorophyll molecules, it's basically identical to human blood. So again, it really is amazing. Slightly alkaline, designed to help alkalize the body, oxygenate the body, every single sip, flooding your every single cell. There are almost 70 trillion cells that make up us as human beings, flooding it with minerals, flooding it with oxygen, every single sip. Again, some of the most important things you can do to control your immune system and to really give your body what it needs. So it really is these, three main blends. And again, we don't have just one green. We have four different types of grasses here. Kamut, oat, barley, and wheatgrass, all grown in this amazing, ancient seabed, ancient volcano. It really is magnificent. If you go and see the massive juicers and the harvesting, as founders, we've all been there. I saw it for the first time about 5 years ago, and I remember to this day, literally standing in that field saying, man, this is a story that can change so many lives. Because what we're focusing on is what is really causing the problem in health. You have some trends that people jump on and get into, but these aren't the massive things that everybody's dying from. These aren't the things that are causing these devastating diseases. People aren't, getting some devastated disease from, some lack of again, I don't want to jump on any trends or really get in there, but again, it's not what's truly affecting people's health. This is the blends that we've done, focusing and creating this product, the hottest searches in Google Analytics, we're covering them throughout the things that we've developed in this product. So again, our goal in setting out and creating this product and creating this company was really to simplify nutrition so that you don't have to worry about 6, 10, 12, 20 different pills every single day. Take this one with meal, this one without, this one 20 minutes before a meal, this one, on an empty stomach, this one an hour before a meal, this one 45 minutes after a meal. Don't do this before that one, don't do this after that one. All of those different types of things that people can't, really focus on and stay consistent with. But just one simple stick pack, anytime throughout the day, with food, without food, morning, night, afternoon, and really giving the body what it needs. That's what this company is all about. And the best thing is, it's so affordable that pretty much anywhere in the world, people can afford this. We were just doing meetings this last week in Costa Rica and Colombia. Both areas in Costa Rica and Colombia, I went to fresh squeezed juice places where they literally make the juice right there in front of you. That's as close as you can get to this, but that doesn't have necessarily the same type of nitric oxide, the detox blend, the adaptogen blend. It does maybe have some of the minerals, but it's not grown in the same types of soil and stuff like that. But that's as close as what you're going to get to. Both places, Costa Rica and Colombia, goes around $3.50 to $4.50. In the U.S., you're looking at somewhere between $8 to $10 for that same type of cold pressed juice, product. $1.66. So even if you're going to, Mexico, Latin America, where things are less than half the cost that they are in the U.S., we're still about half the cost that people are paying. Because I wasn't the only one standing there in line. There was dozens of people in line, basically from the time the stand opens to the time the stand closed. There's people there all day long, spending $3.50 to $4.50. You go in the U.S. all day long, spending $6, $8, $10 all day long, every single day. $1.66. Again, you go to the absolute lowest prices that you're going to find this type of quality juice product, and we're still 50% less. Again, it doesn't get better than that.